Hey, what are we doing today? Well, first and foremost, I wanted to clear up that this is not Dean Martin's house. Hi, my name is Scott. I'm a radon mitigator in Virginia. I make videos for other radon mitigators who's looking to get in the business. And if you're a homeowner, of course, you can stay and hang out. If you're looking for a mitigator, a good place to go be right down here, www.nrsb.org. That's National Radon Safety Board. Just go to that site, plug in your zip code, and that'll put you in touch with a certified radon professional in your area. So, like I said, this is not Dean Martin's house. Dean Martin lived in a similar styled house in the 1950s or 60s in Palm Springs, California. And this house was built in 1951. You know how I knew that? I found a toilet, an original toilet to this house, picked up the back lid, and they have the date printed on them, and that's a good cheat to know exactly when the house was built. So why are we here? This house right here was a super toughie to treat, and I did something I've never done before. I installed what's called the twin radon system. I believe I got that right. So I'll show you where it begins and where it ends and all the good stuff in between. So this house, most of it, it's shaped like in an L, right? Most of it is 2 crawl spaces. And then down here is a basement living level. It's equipped with a bathroom, like somebody could easily, sleep there. We've got 2 major zones. So out here, bam, we've got 2 radon fans sitting side by side. Now out here, that is going to be the most seldomly seen side of the home. So say that 3 times fast. Okay, so we are now at the outside of the house and we're with the fans. And so this fan is dedicated to treating the basement slab living space. And this one right here is dedicated to treating the crawl space. And that's why we have the manometer out here. You've got to put a manometer somewhere. So we're doing it out here. And this is my little hack to keep water out of the manometer. If you don't do this little trick right here, splitting your tube in half, water will usually get into the manometer and jack it all up. So what we do is we split the tube in half, and then we make it go this way so water cannot get in it. And all these they're supposed to be for coaxial cable, but they happen to work just perfect for this tube right here, and that's what we do. So I hope that helps you. So I have 2 dedicated lines coming under here and then going to 2 different places. One of them is dedicated, going over here. Yes, going way over here through all of this. So that's like 60 feet of pipe coming way over here and treating this zone. Hey folks, so I originally did this job back in January, and I'm now editing this video for you in April, and I thought this diagram would give us some clarity as to what was going on here. So here's a diagram of the house. Beginning, we got the carport, got the basement, lowest living level there, the slab that we've treated, and then the L shape of the house divided into the 2 crawl spaces. So this purple circle is the fan. Both of these are conventional fans. Didn't need to go high suction with either of them, as it turns out. So this is 3-inch PVC line dedicated, is passing through this passage between the 2 crawl spaces, and it makes this all the way to the slab of the basement there. And so with this green line, 3-inch PVC once again, but we broke it off into this black line represents the black corrugated pipe with slits in it. And so we're treating this crawl space, and then we make our way here with 3-inch PVC passing through the passage, and then we made a big giant loop here with this corrugated and tied together, and to kind of activate the slits in that corrugated pipe a little more. And that's kind of an accident, and I'll tell you why in the video how that came about, but turns out to be a good thing. So the slits in that corrugated pipe, they're kind of crucial, I feel, because radon systems generate condensation. So we're drawing air, but at the same time it's generating this moisture, and we got to release that. So the slits allow for the passage of air, but releasing of the water condensation that can build up in a system. So that's what's been working for me, and hopefully it'll help you guys out there. Come on, Willie. Let me tell you something, I was sweating it because this is an older home. So if you watch my channel, you will realize that the older the home, the higher likelihood that we don't have a good gravel base underneath the slab here. And that is crucial to the removal of radon. So, because we are drawing air out from under the slab, you know, the basement floor here. So with that long run, I was sweating it. And fortunately, we had good gravel. So if it was a high suction situation, that's still a long way to go. Ooh. But we pulled it off, and we've actually got a conventional fan, and we're you know, somewhere around 1-ish here, so that's great. Also with this old home, we've got a lot of asbestos. You see a little bit there, and you can see all sorts of asbestos under there. So I am not in a position to give you professional advice about asbestos, but I'll tell you what I do is I treat it like a poisonous snake, and I do not touch it. I get as far away from it as possible. I mask up and, you know, just try to get through it. And you know, you don't want to bump it. You know, that's what it's all about. So I'll leave there's tons of content out there about asbestos. I'll leave that alone, but that's what I worked in this old house. So then, zone number 2, well, what have we got to do? Well, we've got to encapsulate that crawl space. There was some plastic down, but it was not enough or adequate to get away with. Sometimes you get lucky and they leave you a bunch and you can just adhere it to the walls. We had to actually act as if there wasn't any there at all. So we just redid the whole zone right there. From way over there at that fan, we ran pipe. What we did from that fan, from way over there, we ran a combination of rigid and corrugated pipe with the slits. 4-inch corrugated pipe with 3-inch rigid PVC pipe. We came in here, 45 down. By the way, I used no 90s. If you watch my channel, I'm not crazy about 90s. I always try to use 45s. So for all my turns and transitions, I used 45s. 90s really cut your airflow bad. And so in this area here, this would be the first crawl space, which is a little smaller than this zone. You know, we teed off of it and ran corrugated pipe around. And then we came on in here, and then the step down right here, this is what transitions into the big crawl space, you see? And from there, we kept going with the rigid PVC pipe and then teed off again. But in this area, what we did with the corrugated pipe, this was actually an accident. My helper, Jamie, he misinterpreted the directions I gave him. And when he presented me with what he had, I said, I think I like that better. So we made what I call a loop. Well, I guess what anybody would call a loop. So we teed off and we ran this ginormous loop all around here, and he kept going and tied it together. So the corrugated pipe, we looped it all together and connected back to the 3-inch rigid pipe. So there's no corrugated pipe open-ended, right? It looped and reconnected back to the main trunk line, going back over here to our fan. And so what I feel like that did was really put an emphasis on all the slits in the corrugated pipe. And I feel that that would be far more effective than leaving open ends here and an open end here off of, you know, just teeing off with corrugated pipe like I've done in the past. I've been really successful with that, but I have a feeling that this is far more effective. And I'll know for certain, you know, when tests come back. So at any rate, I was really excited about this house. I put a lot of time into it, and I just like the way it looks too. And you know, we're right near a golf course too, just like old Dino would have wanted. Okay, so that's all I've got. And man, for a short video, this was a lot of work. I was 2 guys, 2 days, tried something new and sharing it with you. And if you found this video helpful, by all means smash that like button, consider subscribing. I drop lots of content for the Radon community. It does not cost you a dime, means the world to me. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.
Radon.